Tonight, from Heinz Field in Pittsburgh, it's a special Thanksgiving night presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. And the Pittsburgh Steelers taking on Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens.
It is a cold night in western Pennsylvania as we bring you inside Heinz Field here in Pittsburgh. Moments ago, a scene that's played here since 2004. Big Ben Roethlisberger greeted by this sold-out Heinz Field crowd. His Steelers getting set to match up with the Baltimore Ravens. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, we look at this Steeler ball club entering play. They were winners last time out, so they'll be looking, Charles, to make it 2 in a row.
And what I enjoyed when I watched their game tape and their victory last week is they put it together in every phase. Good offense, good defense, and some key plays on special teams. Let's see if they can get that second win in a row.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Ravens. And they'll get him down right at the 25-yard line, so the same result, and he opted for the touchback. The streak continues, doesn't it? They come in a perfect 10-0.
And it's not just that they're winning, it's how they're winning. All phases of the game coming together for this team.
Throwing on first down, it's Jackson. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away, and that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in.
I like what they did there because many of the deep throws we see in the course of a game come to the outside, the perimeter of the field. In this case, they used the slot receiver to run deep downfield and tried to connect that way. Unsuccessful in that attempt, but I like what they were doing.
And the former Heisman winner, this is Mark Ingram. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4. Now it appears we have a Steeler here slow to get up. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. To avoid an early 3 and out here on 3rd and 4. Now Jackson. That'll be taken in there by Miles Boykin. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Jackson to Boykin, first down, Baltimore.
First down.
So opening drive, 3rd down, they complete the slant to move the sticks.
And ordinarily, it's a high percentage pass when you throw it. And receivers like to run that route because it gets the ball in their hands pretty quickly. Just a couple of quick steps upfield, break towards the middle, the ball should be there, and then they can do some work afterwards.
Mark Ingram, the ball carrier.
Well, look there at Ingram's numbers from a week ago. And they just could not stop him defensively. Hit the 200-yard mark, went over that, but he didn't score one time.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy, isn't it? Because normally when you have that kind of performance, you hit on a couple of big, long runs, a 60-yarder, a 70-yarder. But for him, it was more like a a 10 here, a 20 there. He spent the entire game just wearing down that defense.
11 yards there, first down.
They did tell us they wanted to establish the ground game early, didn't they?
They did, and a small sample size that we've seen so far, but pretty good return.
Yeah, you got to like that. They've strung together a couple of first downs, established what they wanted, the running game. And guess what? They also got their lead guy running it pretty well, too.
The throw here to Andrews, the tight end. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. That's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. And he'll get 7 yards from the 17 to the 10 before he's taken down.
A 7-yard pickup.
Facing a 2nd and 3. Ball on the 10.
At the 10-yard line.
Back to the running game. It's Ingram. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4.
Mark Ingram, the ball carrier.
You were telling me this yesterday. That's exactly what they want to do on the opening drive, establish the ground game.
Yeah, remember our conversation? We were talking about what one of the GMs in the league has told me repeatedly. It's a big man's game. And it's not necessarily size. He's talking about playing some big boy football. Line up, get leverage, knock people back, and establish the run early.
That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
Aaron Donald's the name most people think about at the defensive tackle position, but an all-pro last year alongside him, Cameron Hayward, an absolute nightmare to try and block. And he gets into the backfield on that play and finishes it off with a loss.
Forced out to his left, and he will score. Touchdown, Baltimore. Taking it in from 4 yards out. And the Ravens take it all the way down the field and score on the opening drive. Well, CD, that was a well-orchestrated drive by Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, and how about the way he capped it off, too? Orchestrate the drive and then let everybody know exactly who the guy is on the field you've got to watch on every play. Finishes it off with a touchdown run.
Justin Tucker to kick off for Baltimore.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. Ryan Switzer on the return. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. Here are the Steelers making their way out, and with their longtime starter, Ben Roethlisberger, leading the way.
And I thought in last week's game, he found a way to win, like a good pitcher, without his best stuff. I mean, he did throw 2 interceptions, offset by 1 touchdown pass. Not the ratio, not the numbers you're really looking for as a QB. But finding a way to win, that's all that really matters.
Big Ben and the Steelers with a 1st and 10 at their own 27. He'll set up to throw. Ebron caught left side. And give him 6 yards here as he stopped near the 35 at the 34.
A 6-yard pickup.
Brandon, to me, what's important right here on this drive is for them to get at least 2 first downs. They've got to give their defense a chance to settle down, catch their breath a little bit after they give up a touchdown on the opening drive.
First carry for the 2018 Pro Bowler, James Conner. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. A check on the numbers last week for Conner. 20 carries, 82 yards, and a touchdown.
And now that he's playing a Thursday night game, short week, you know he spent a lot of time in the trainer's room in the cold tub trying to get his legs back for this game.
He's got a first down and then some at midfield. And all the way down to the 41-yard line. A good pickup there at 20 yards.
Pittsburgh Steelers.
Oh, that was a nice job there. Quarterback and receiver reading the pressure that was brought. They both knew it was going to open up the middle of the field. Nice little shake and bake at the line of scrimmage. Got right into his route. And the quarterback hit him in stride, and he was able to run free after the catch.
Roethlisberger going to get that to Ebron. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. 5 yards on the catch there. Brings up second down.
And 5.
Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So as you said, you shrink the playbook, pick out the plays that work best for you. And you know what else you're looking for?
What's that?
Who are the freshest guys coming off the last game? Play on a Thursday night. Guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often.
Brings up 3rd and 5.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. To throw again is Roethlisberger. Fine work by the Baltimore defense to help bring up 4th down. Well, the other day they told us when we've got 3rd and 5 or less, we have to be able to convert. And I guess every team would say that, Charles, but an opportunity missed there.
What they were trying to tell us is they believe it's a matchup game at that point. And they liked some matchups that they had, thought they could exploit them, unable to do so on that play.
And no, it doesn't get there. Hits the crossbar, bounces back out. He had it on line, but it comes up about a rotation short. The ball switches back over to Mark Ingram and the Ravens. He topped the 200-yard mark a week ago. You know they're going to have a lot of eyes and hopefully for them bodies on him here in this one.
You've got to expect defensively, forget 8 men in the box. 9, 10.
11?
Hey, listen, they're trying to sneak you and me in there to try and slow him down. But I bet his offensive line mates are going to accept that challenge. They really like blocking for a guy who can churn up that kind of yardage.
The drive starts here with a carry by Ingram. And he'll get this one across midfield and down into Steeler territory. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
49-yard.
Well, they're making an effort to get the ground game going tonight. So far, it's working.
I like what we're seeing from the offensive line. They seem to have the leverage going, and they're controlling things and reestablishing the line of scrimmage, moving that defensive front backwards. But also like what the runner's giving us, too. It appears that he's been waiting all day long to get out here and take off.
And now he's going to use his legs. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds. Maybe not exactly what they had in mind, but that scramble good for 6 and a first down. This is Ingram on 1st and 10. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
On 2nd and 12, Jackson. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Steven Nelson. And he'll bring it all the way back just a yard or 2 shy of midfield.
Jackson's pass.
And Brandon, the passing game for both of these teams is going to be affected as the game goes along. It's not looking like the rain's going to let up anytime soon. So that might mean a few more wobbly passes and wide receiver slips. And this one winds up getting intercepted.
So Pittsburgh retakes the field for their 2nd offensive possession. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline, they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, come get a little bit closer this time.
Closer.
Yeah, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
On 2nd down, Connor looking for space. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. They'll get 3. As the drive continues, it's a first down.
Steelers. 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line.
Right back to Connor here on first. And he'll work free from one tackle, but that's about all as he's taken down. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
It's a gain of 5.
All right, Brandon, I know we're in the early going here, but those kind of runs, they're going to open up a world of opportunities for this offense going forward.
On second down now. It's Connor. And he sheds a tackle. Now he's got some space. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
A good carry and a first down by James Conner, and this Pittsburgh team is really hoping he's back in form because last year the entire Pittsburgh offense suffered without Ben Roethlisberger at quarterback. James Conner only 715 combined yards, but in 2018, he was a Pro Bowl running back. Combined yardage that year, 1,470. They're hoping for 2018 James Conner in 2020. Someone's looking fresh, and his O-line is definitely licking their chops. Everyone likes to run block. If you're an offensive lineman, nice early burst, nice gain, too.
A good run, got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. Now they'll throw it with Roethlisberger. Ebron with it over the middle. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. 3 catches last week. He's got 3 in the first quarter here tonight.
At the 13-yard line.
The tight end is certainly a position built to move the chains because they can control space underneath. If they've got good hands, then, of course, they're a dynamic target. But one other thing is they're right in the sight lines of a quarterback on just about every play. And that makes it easier for the quarterback to pick him out and deliver.
And he's able to break out of 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. 3 yards the gain there, 2nd down.
In order for a screen pass to break big, a lot of things have to come together and be well executed. But all it takes is one small thing to go wrong and keep it from being a big game.
And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. Juju Smith-Schuster, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Steelers are an extra point away from tying this thing up.
For the point after.
Footing likely going to be an issue all night here on a rainy night, but this one is good. So that drive in total 8 plays. And it ends with the Steelers finding the end zone. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. This Ravens offense heads back out there, led by Lamar Jackson. And he'll look to rebound from the early interception that led to 6 points the other way.
And when he threw the interception and he had to come to the sideline, I guarantee his first thought wasn't about the interception itself, but what could result. And I know he was thinking to himself, come on, defense, bail me out. Well, they weren't able to in this situation. Now he's got to go out and atone for it himself, but he can't force things.
And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first.
And the Ravens.
Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy is setting the tone early, running through all types of tackles and put the defense back on its heels.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Jackson now off the bootleg. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete. Steven Nelson able to get a hand in coverage.
So many times when we talk about coverage, we're just about a defender running with a receiver, but a big part of it is understanding where the football is, finding it. In this case, when it arrived, it wasn't a surprise, and he was able to bat it away.
On 2nd down, Ingram. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
The tackle made by...
That 2nd down play call was not to pick up the 1st down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable 3rd down because they had incompletion on 1st down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
On third down. Jackson eluding the pressure right. He may try and run for this. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. A nifty bit of scrambling there. 12 yards, first down.
That's something you have to be aware of as a defense and have to find a way to account for him. And if you're not going to use a spy, you're telling your guys to keep your eyes on him, because when he breaks out and makes plays like that, all he does is hurt you.
Have to at least be able to contain him somewhat. There they could not. A gain of 3, second down.
The tackle made by Devin Bush. It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 43-yard line.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. And now Jackson will look to throw it. He'll buy some time right. Looking for his running back, and he's got him. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. So 3rd and 2. This quite possibly 4-down territory, though, if they're stopped. These two teams all tied after 1. Catch on 2nd down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at 3rd down here. Here's Ingram. And he gets it to the 32. Good enough for a first down. Give him 6 yards in the first down.
Yeah, once more, strong running, excellent blocking at the point of attack. They've got a nice little drive brewing right here.
They'll throw on first down with Jackson. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone and nearly picked it off. He had a chance to come down with that in the end zone, but it'll wind up just being incomplete.
It's now 2nd and 10.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from about the 32. Throwing again, Jackson, and that's incomplete.
Jackson.
So back-to-back incompletions. 3rd down here in 10, but you're still in field goal range.
And that's the thing to keep in mind. They're in field goal range. So now you don't take any unnecessary risks, but you try and find a way to get back to what you were doing earlier in the drive in order to finish this one off.
Being chased out left. He can run for it, and he will. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Now that's disappointing for the defense. They had the advantage, had excellent coverage all over the field, but they let him get away, scramble, and pick up a 1st down and inside the 5-yard line.
So another 3rd down conversion, and now they've got a 1st and goal. Here's Jackson to throw. Buying time to his left. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
There's nothing like pressure to affect the accuracy and the timing of a guy trying to throw the football. And on that play, they ended up flushing him to his left, contacted him as he's trying to throw the football, and that led to the incompletion.
Line of scrimmage, again the 4-yard line, 2nd and goal. From the gun, it's Jackson. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Jackson's pass.
Well, Brandon, we see why it's a team game there, because there's a sigh of relief that they just released defensively. If he's able to get that one away, that's likely a touchdown. But instead, that pressure from the front got to him and forced the incompletion.
You're right. He had him open just a split second too late on the release. And, oh, it'll be intercepted. The safety, Terrell Edmonds, picks it.
Let's go! Well, there definitely was some juice on that pass. And while tight ends don't always have the same reputation for hands as wide receivers do, in this case, that ball was expected to be caught.
Pittsburgh's offense now heading back out onto the field. The last possession, these guys were able to tie the game with a touchdown. Now they'll have a chance to move out in front.
Yeah, let's give a big assist to the defense who got the ball back. The special teams went out there, handled things. They've got it. They've got momentum. I know they're eager to get out there and put it on display.
And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
James Conner, the ball carrier. Jimmy
out on the edge. You love to have cornerbacks like that can bring him down in the run game.
And you're also exposed to everyone. It really becomes a one-on-one play, doesn't it? You're out there by yourself on the edge. The best ones know how to make the play, and we just saw an example of it right there.
They'll try and run for it with Conner. He is going nowhere as he is enveloped behind the line. That'll bring up 4th. They had the 8-yard gain on 1st down, but unable to do much from there. Yes, it's the first half, but we'll see if that stuff there on 3rd and 1 comes back to haunt him.
I hope you don't mind, but it's not going to stop me from putting a check mark next to this play. Let's look back as this game progresses and see if this is one of the key plays in the game, even though it occurred early.
It'll be 37 yards there on the punt.
At their own 38-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And it's only November, but the playoffs, we know how it works. They'll be here before you know it. If it ended today, they would be the #1 seed.
And that's a great spot to be in, but I love the phrase, if it ended today. And I'll guarantee you, that's what they've discussed in their locker room, in their meeting rooms. Yeah, we know where we'd be if it ended today, but we also know it's not ending today.
Right.
So they've got to continue to play the type of ball that put them in the spot where they're #1 in their conference.
They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10. Now it's Ingram. And that one goes for about 6 as he's taken down just shy of the 45.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. He'll take that anytime you hand the ball to a back.
The Ravens on 3rd down. They've been near perfect. 4 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 4. Jackson now. And he's got Snead. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. It's a Jackson to Snead that time. 1st down, Baltimore.
Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the soft spot, find the dead zone, and find the 1st down. And that's what he just did. No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there of holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
They'll roll him out right. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. 23 yards the pickup there.
Looked like the defense put pretty good pressure on him, but he's able to flush out to his right to try and evade people. On the run, had to get on his horse. Still accurately throws a nice pass for a 1st down.
Draw play. Ingram now. And he is out of bounds, but first he gets it inside the 10 to the 7. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another 1st down.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
And they've got 3 tight ends here on 1st and goal to add some extra mass. They'll run here with Ingram. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown.
Baltimore.
Mark Ingram, his 17th touchdown now on the season. And the Ravens have taken the lead. That almost looked too easy, and I think thanks goes to the offensive line for making it look easy.
Yeah, I agree with you totally on that one. I'm not sure how much everyone understands the preparations that go into a game for an offensive line, because there's a reason that running backs and quarterbacks give them big gifts at the end of the season after a big year. The consistency and the continuity it takes to know each other and execute their blocks is pretty impressive.
Pittsburgh set to take over again on offense. They trail a one-score deficit, 14-7, as they come up 1st and 10.
Push him back. Push him back. Watch twist.
It's Connor as they stay on the ground. And he'll wind up with about 6, up past the 30 to the 31.
Connor is the ball carrier.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. Now the pass finding its way into the hands of Eric Ebron. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line.
Pittsburgh Steelers.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a 1st down.
Ben leaves to counter on the draw. Looking for an opening, not much there. He'll get it to the 39. The tackle made by L.J. Ford.
He's brought down at the...
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
James Washington was the intended target, and it's 3rd down. They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. From the shotgun, it's Roethlisberger. And it's brought in by Washington. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. 50 catches for him now on the year, and he's got a 1st down.
That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
Couple of 1st downs to kick off the drive. Here's 1st and 10 up at the 46. Roethlisberger going to get this one to Connor. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40.
That's another Pittsburgh.
It's a Pittsburgh 1st down, a gain of 13.
Well, they certainly made a point of getting him involved in the passing game here in the 1st half. They must have seen something in the scouting that said, hey, we can capitalize on him getting the ball possibly in the open field. And I think in the 2nd half, that may loosen up the defense a little.
And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe.
And plays like that really hurt play calling. They had a really nice gain on the previous play, but gave about half the yardage back on the sack. Excellent pressure up front. Nowhere to go with the football. Down he goes.
And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Now Ben going to give this one to Connor. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards.
Connor, the ball carrier.
He really hasn't been able to get on track running the football, averaging less than 4 yards a carry.
Yeah, I think that they're going to enjoy the film session because all the defenders are filling their proper gaps on just about every play. And you know what they always say for a defensive coach? When I click off this film, I better see 11 jerseys in the picture going after the ball carrier.
And he's going to be taken down with the 1st down at the Ravens' 25-yard line. How about that? They weather the storm of a 3rd and 17 to pick up the 1st.
One of the advantages of zone defense, as I remember it, is being able to see the play develop in front of you. One of the disadvantages, when they find those levels where they can hit you with it. Sometimes behind the corner and in front of the safety, it makes it tough to defend.
But when this ball's tipped and intercepted. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. He just joined the double-digit party with that last pick. He now has 10 on the season.
And that takes a great amount of skill, study, a tad bit of luck. But bottom line, he's had a heck of a season.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. First down.
Ravens.
Well, that last run makes this a 100-yard night. I've loved the way he's hit the holes. He's been quick, he's been decisive, and he's been a whole lot of fun to watch.
They'll fake the give to Ingram. Now Jackson. Dancing to his left. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away incomplete. Now that'll bring up second down.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. Found a little room there as he's up to about the 37. That'll leave him with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
I know the toss play begins with the guy taking the snap and turn around and tossing it to the runner. But where the real intrigue is, can they seal the edge? Whether it's an offensive tackle or a tight end in the direction they want to run the football. If they do that, that's the result that you get, that type of a gain. If they don't, oftentimes it's not a very successful play.
A 3-yard gain and enough for the first down. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the second quarter, 14-7. Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. They'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. Another carry for the workhorse tonight, Ingram. Cameron Hayward in on the tackle. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo. From the 44, Jackson. Looking left side, Andrews with it complete. And he's out of bounds just before the midfield stripe at the 49.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
And a 20th carry now for Ingram. And he's got the first down yardage as he takes it down to the 49. Got what he needed for the first down with a gain of 2. Jackson on first down. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts, as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down. Now Jackson on first down. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Andrews. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. 7 yards, the pickup there.
I don't care what sport you're playing. Everyone likes to build up a little momentum, don't they? And look at this, back-to-back completions to the big target at tight end.
That one not as profitable as the other, but still a decent gain. Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. From the gun, Jackson. And he fires one incomplete.
He's a little trigger happy right there, and it turned into an ill-advised throw into their zone.
Well, we know he has confidence. He'll throw it any place, anytime, anywhere. That time it fell incomplete. So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. Again, Jackson. Flushed out right. He may try and run for this. And he picks up the first down yardage as he takes this one down to the 15. When in doubt, do it yourself as he keeps it for 3 and a first down.
Looks to me, partner, like he's learned a little bit because earlier in the game, I think he was trying to force a lot of throws into some windows that just weren't open.
Yeah, the interceptions had plagued him, especially a second interception, really a bad throw. So maybe a better decision there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I think he learned from earlier in the game, and he's applying it now.
And he is out of bounds, getting it down to the 10. It's a gain of 5. And it'll be a 2nd down. He was out there waving his arms, and when you got a quarterback out of the pocket looking for any help, I guess waving the arms is helpful.
It certainly is, because you got to get his attention, because now you're in scramble drill. So everyone's adjusting their routes, finding open space, and he found the right spot for the completion.
And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. The Ravens going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime. The Steelers now in the nickel here on 3rd down. They run. It's Mark Ingram. And he has the first down before he's tackled at the 5. Ravens going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. So another 3rd down conversion, and now they've got a 1st and goal. Jackson from the shotgun steps away to his left. And this is caught. Touchdown, Baltimore.
Complete to
Willie Snead with touchdown number 7 on the year as the Ravens push further out in front.
For the extra point.
Touchdowns on their first 3 possessions, and they're a PAT from going up 21-7.
Yeah, very impressive the way that they've moved the football. Full command of their playbook, full command of the way they wanted to attack.
Justin Tucker to kick off for Baltimore.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
25-yard line.
Getting set to go again, Ben Roethlisberger heading back out there. And how does he rally the troops, so to speak? He's played well, but they're down big on the scoreboard. How does he get his guys going?
To make sure they understand it's not a me game, it's a team game. Everyone has to come together. Everyone has to up the level of play a little bit, including himself, and find a way to make some plays in order to give them a little bit of a spark and rally the team.
We'll see if they can indeed rally down big on the scoreboard right now. Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. From the gun, it's Roethlisberger. Johnson with a completion over the middle. Now the Steelers use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. Now it's Roethlisberger. Looking middle, and that's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Now the Steelers going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half. Throwing now, Roethlisberger on 1st down. Wide open receiver complete. And they will finally catch him, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. So we've reached halftime here on the Thanksgiving night. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. Once again, hope everyone out there has a wonderful Thanksgiving. Settling down now to watch Thursday Night Football. Let's take a look ahead to what's coming here on the rest of this holiday weekend. Good matchups all up and down the schedule there. We'll highlight the one in Cincinnati. A big test coming up for the Bengals as they get set to take on the visiting New York Giants. In the late afternoon games, the place to be might very well be Denver, Colorado, where it'll be the Broncos taking on the New Orleans Saints. And finally, a good one on Sunday Night Football between the Chicago Bears and the Green Bay Packers. In the game you're watching, we've seen a strong first half out of Lamar Jackson. His guys have a 2-touchdown lead as we hand it back over to Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3.
Justin Tucker to kick off for Baltimore.
Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Steeler offense now with a football first here to begin the third quarter. Big Ben and the Steelers with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. He'll throw from the gun. Goes down. The Ravens able to get to him. Pernell McPhee always a threat to find the QB, and he gets to him there.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
Well, they're in some hot water now after that sack. It's 2nd and 21. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 15.
James Conner, the ball carrier.
Not the start to the drive they were looking for. That run doesn't do much at all.
No, not at all, and it leaves them with 3rd and long. And you know, this is the time of game where these drives really, really start to matter. They've got to make some moves.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Out of the gun, it's Roethlisberger. And they get to him with a pressure as Roethlisberger goes down. Calais Campbell, what a season he continues to have. His 15th sack of the campaign.
Well, this is what happens when you get behind the chains, as people like to say. When you have obvious passing situations, hard to vary it up and fool a defense.
And you hate those situations if you're an O-lineman, right?
Oh, without a doubt, because you just know they're coming, and you never know exactly how. They can be exotic in their blitzes, or their athletic ability just takes over.
So here are the Ravens to take over on offense. They've got the lead yet again in this ball game with their winning streak right now sitting at 10. Baltimore with good starting field position as they come up 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. From midfield now, here's Jackson under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Bud Dupree, the blitz works to perfection as he gets in there to dump him for a loss of 8.
Well, partner, we know they came out of the locker room down on the scoreboard, but I will guarantee you the defensive side of the ball gets super emotional. They can come out and play with aggressiveness, with fury, because they don't have to be quite as precise. It paid off for him on that play, didn't it?
Sure did. Excellent play, really setting the tone for this third quarter. Flush to his right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
Well, as we get ready for 3rd down, let's go back and recap here. The sack on the first play of this drive, that threw a wrench in what they were trying to accomplish because they were compelled to throw the ball on 2nd down. A running play was not in the works. And that incompletion set up another passing down here on 3rd and long.
And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. They'll get only a yard out of that, and it'll bring up 4th down.
They dialed up the screen pass on 3rd down, and for a second it looked like it was all going to come together, and they had a chance to pick up a 1st down, but the defense got there and finished it off.
And great special teams work here. This is knocking on the door of the 5. They'll spot it at the 6-yard line. And for an offense that is struggling, this is not where you want to start from. Great punt.
Fantastic punt. And for all those who wonder, what do punters do during the course of practice each and every day? The best ones do what we just saw there. Work on positioning the football and helping their team.
They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Behind the line of
I
scrimmage.
think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. The tally there, -2 yards, brings up 3rd down.
I see a shake of the head as he gets up, and you've got to imagine he's thinking, guys, you got to help me out. He's hoping his team can read his thoughts because he definitely needs some assistance.
Now Roethlisberger down around his goal line. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up.
I like what they tried to do there. Tried to hit him with something quick, get the ball in his hands, and hope he could make some yards after the catch and pick up a 1st down. Weren't able to do so on that play.
And he's able to get it out of there. A 40-yard punt, no return.
The Ravens take over 1st and 10.
Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field. This crew had to punt last time they had the ball, but when you've got a lead like this, you content to play the field position game?
You are to an extent, especially if you like your defense, because you have the lead, you've been controlling the game. But why put them in a tougher spot? You want to get out there and get something done on offense and maybe take command of this game yourself.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. Rolling to his right. Now he'll pull it. Jackson hit, and he lost the football. And it's picked up by the Steelers. And they will take over possession of the football at their 42-yard line.
I know that taking care of the football is something that's drummed into every guy who plays this position, no matter what, whether he's running it, in the pocket, out of the pocket. But it's almost surprising to me that there aren't more fumbles by that position because of the way that they get attacked on each and every play.
Yeah, we had the fumble last week. Now here's 2 weeks in a row with a fumble loss.
Concentration has got to be there, and he's got to understand how much time he has to take care of a play. And maybe his clock is off just a little bit. Another attempt, another incompletion, and when I look at the scoreboard and where we are in this game, it comes to mind that they have to start getting the ball in the hands of their playmakers. Throw it to the guys that maybe can take a short pass and turn it into a long gain or make people miss downfield. They've got to have points, and the guys who can put the ball in the end zone, they're the ones that need to touch the ball.
5 yards, now it's 3rd and 5.
Washington.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. To throw here, Roethlisberger. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down.
Normally you think the tight end's going to be able to catch the football and handle that contact, but in this case, maybe a little too much target to hit. That one was timed well, incomplete.
So a change of possession here on the punt.
The Ravens take over 1st and 10.
And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. And a fumble last time. Ball security. Talk about it all the time in the National Football League. They've got to be better at it on this drive.
Don't you think that when every team gets together for the first time, I don't care if it's OTAs, mini camps, first day of camp in the regular season, ball security comes up about, what, the second sentence of the coach's address?
And those are so many drills focus on that.
All the time, and they do drills to make it even tougher to simulate game situations. Doesn't always work out, though.
On 2nd and 9, Jackson. And a quick throw here, that's complete.
Jackson's pass.
The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
7-yard gain on the play.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
A 2nd down completion got him 7. Now here's 3rd and 3. Jackson. He gets it to Brown. Complete. And they're able to get this one across the 35.
Complete.
They get 14 on that one. That's good for a Baltimore first down.
First down, Baltimore.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try to put the hammer down and finish this one off.
Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45.
A gain of 19 yards.
And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart, because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
First down, Baltimore.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him? Either fellow receivers or offensive linemen. That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
Yeah, he did not want to go down there as he carries tacklers for a solid gain of 9.
At the 21-yard line. It's a gain of 9. Brings up second and a yard.
Ingram again. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19.
The ball carrier.
Second and 1 is often an invitation to take the big shot downfield. I bet the offensive lineman said, are you kidding? We just get on our backs and let's go get the first down. They love being physical.
They'll run on first down. Ingram. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense gets a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. On second down, it's Ingram. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6.
And he continues to pile up the yardage. That puts him over $150 now. And this defense has really had its problems trying to keep him contained.
They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line.
He was taken down behind the line of scrimmage.
This is obviously a critical sequence for this defense if they want to stay in this game. Down 2 scores already. They give up a touchdown here. That'll make things really difficult for their offense moving forward.
Now from the 7, here's second and goal. From the gun, Jackson. And he will score. Touchdown, Baltimore. Lamar Jackson, his second touchdown of the night. And the Ravens will add on to their lead.
Well, I'd have to say that for him, that was an all-encompassing drive, because it was his arm that got his team down to that point, but his legs that finished the deal. Give him credit for making it happen.
Now Tucker to add the PAT. He knocks it through. It's 28-7. So that one a long 11-play drive. And it was capped off by the touchdown run that came from Lamar Jackson.
Justin Tucker to kick off for Baltimore.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. That's fielded on the back line of the end zone. And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line.
25-yard line.
And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants.
And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes. Derek Wolfe popping in for the sack. And we say it all the time, have to be able to get rid of the ball sooner than that.
You have to help your offensive line out. They're going to protect you as best they can. And if you're getting 3 to 5 seconds to throw the ball, they're doing a really nice job. But when you hold it and give up a sack.
And he's going to go down right near the goal line. The officials look at each other. They're going to mark him at the 1-yard line.
A loss.
So, Brandon, we've sat in with a lot of coaches, and when they talk about things they want to accomplish offensively, I'm not sure that sack and sack are on their play sheet.
After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
And indeed, that's what they'll do as they run it here. And he'll get this only up to about the 3-yard line. Just a 2-yard pickup, and that should necessitate a call for the punt team here on 4th down.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Yeah, call it 38 yards on the punt, no return. And this offense takes over in great shape right at the 50, 1st and 10. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. He'll give this one to Ingram to start things out. And good penetration here. He'll get this down only to about the 49-yard line.
Devin Bush.
Well, partner, I don't think it's any secret that any running back wants to be able to see a hole open so that he can gallop through it. But in this case, he had to slow down. There was really no hole there, and he took a big hit in order to get that 1 yard.
On 2nd and 9, Jackson over the middle, complete. That's Andrews. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. 15 yards on the play, 1st down.
First down.
It is fun to watch the big man work the middle of the field. How about that post route there? Did an excellent job of getting his head around to look the football in and gain significant yardage.
He'll get the 1st down and more inside the 20. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown.
Touchdown. Mark
Ingram. His 2nd TD of the game and 18th of the year. And the Ravens will extend their lead.
Well, 2 touchdowns scored. I know his team's happy. His coaches are happy. How about the fantasy owners of this game?
Always happy with 2, but they'd like 3 or 4.
Justin Tucker to kick off for Baltimore.
So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Pittsburgh's offense now heading back out onto the field. And right now these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting, because 3 straight drives have ended with them punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try and fashion together a drive.
2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line.
Here we go. Black 20.
We are headed to the 4th here on Thanksgiving night. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line.
40 wants the mic. 40 wants the mic. Check.
Now it's Roethlisberger. He'll get that one complete to Connor.
Roethlisberger.
7 yards on the play, and that is going to set up a 3rd and 1.
Gain of 7. Brings up 3rd and...
Steelers on 3rd down. They've struggled to the tune of 2 for 8 so far. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. Roethlisberger. And that will be incomplete.
Roethlisberger's pass incomplete. Intended.
Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. But no reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. Here's Roethlisberger. Open man completes it to Smith-Schuster. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
Smith-Schuster.
Hard to believe his first catch of the game defensively. They bottled him up. That's why they're well on their way to victory.
Put your best cover guy on him and then change the coverages behind him throughout the game. Brackets, double, zone, man, you name it. Make sure he gets a lot of angles.
And he's going to be stopped up right at the line of scrimmage. Nothing on the screen that time. Now it's 3rd down.
No gain on the play. It's 3rd down and 4.
Here's Roethlisberger to throw. A 50-50 ball here, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the Pro Bowler, Marcus Peters. And they are going to set up shop at the 32-yard line.
At their own.
That interception may be the exclamation mark on what really all around has been a good performance.
A fantastic performance. They will enjoy film session. Their grade should be very good on this one. And I think the next time the offense gets the ball, I just think about running it and getting the clock done and getting the heck out of here.
And by the way, semantics here, but before the grammar police come after me, I think it's exclamation point, not mark, right?
You're asking me? Seriously?
Yeah, you're smarter than me. Everybody knows that.
Listen, I go with what you say, my man.
Mark Ingram, the Raven ball.
3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, they held him to a short gain on that one, and it almost felt like on that first run, they were trying to just throw the jab at him. So how do you stop a jab? Get closer and smother it, just as they did on that last play.
Again, they'll run with Ingram. And he'll take this one for about 4 up to the 40.
To Mark Ingram.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
Historically, this is such a tough, loud venue, but you can hear a pin drop right now. A lot of fans long gone, not used to seeing a lopsided score like this.
The tackle made at the 40.
Someone's been having a good game so far, and you know something? A lot of it's been power running. They decided to turn him loose again on 3rd down, didn't they?
They did indeed. He delivered the tough yards. On 1st down, Ingram. There goes Mark Ingram. Past the 20. And he takes it down deep into Pittsburgh territory.
Mark Ingram.
A big effort that time out of Ingram. 43 yards.
A gain of 43.
Big run here in the 4th as they continue to wear down this defense.
And that's when the offensive line coach clicks onto the headset and says, head coach, offensive coordinator, let my guys fire out and hit people. We're wearing them down. Let's finish them off with the running game.
13.
From the red zone now, here's Jackson on 1st down. The quick slant caught. And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. 12. More yards there and another 1st down.
At the 1-yard line.
And they'll turn to the power game to try to get in. And he will force his way into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. It's the fullback. His 5th touchdown now on the year as his guys continue to pour it on. They seemingly just continue to score at will, and as great as it's been for the offense, you got to feel for that defense down there.
And I love how you use the word will, because both teams came into the game with the will to win. But one team has obviously imposed its will on the other and broken them. Because what we're seeing right now, wow, that's a defense that's in tatters after what they faced in this ball game.
And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24.
The Steelers take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
Pittsburgh set to take over again on offense. Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory, but it does not appear that that's going to be the case. There's too much to handle on the other side in this one. Throwing here to start the drive as they connect left side. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. Now this one complete on the slant route. And he is brought down, but not before reaching the 30. The catch and run pays off for 29 yards.
Now, they completed a couple on this drive, but they peeled off some pretty good chunks of yardage, too.
Absolutely. Great start. 2 nice plays in the pass game. Now can they continue to feed off that? So in Raven territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line. Roethlisberger throwing complete to McDonald. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down.
Well, the strategy was evident there. Get it to your tight end and make it a one-on-one play with a cornerback. Who's usually going to win that one?
The tight end, but not there.
Not in this situation. How about the corner defeating that logic and making a really nice tackle?
And he's going to go down here, a sack. They push him back to the 34. Tyus Bowser in there to get him. That is the 6th time that they have sacked him tonight.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Calais Campbell, he continues to wreak havoc in the offensive backfield. Sack number 16 on the year.
This offensive line flat out cannot handle this pass rush. We've seen it demonstrated time and time again to the tune of 7 sacks in this game thus far.
And Big Ben intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. And he's able to take this one back to the 36-yard line.
They'll take over 1st and 10.
This spot in the 4th quarter with that deficit, had to throw the football. Unfortunately, there's the risk of big turnover.
And you know you're going to be throwing against nickel, dime, all sorts of exotic defenses, but you have to do it anyway. Ordinarily, you might want to run the football a little bit, try and get them out of it. But as you noted, this time of the game, this point on the clock, had to throw it.
Mark Ingram.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down.
A gain of 12.
Another example of this offense really having their way, Charles, and another big chunk play there on the ground.
And when you look at the defense, they've got to do a much better job of wrapping up when they tackle. A lot of great opportunities continue to slip through their fingers, as do the runners.
Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Terrell Edmonds on the
run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the 4th quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
This is Ingram. And he'll get this one across midfield and down into Steeler territory.
To Mark Ingram. He's across midfield to the 49-yard line.
A couple of extra defensive backs in the ball game here on 3rd and 6. From the gun, it's Jackson. And he's got his man, Marquise Brown. And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 33. The Ravens get a new set of downs, give them 17 on that pickup.
There's a beautiful throw there, and he's been sensational the entire game, moving it around, spreading it, hitting the right guys. And look, under normal situations, partner, I would expect him to come out of the game now. They've got it in hand. But you and I have been around this league a long time, and every time we ask head coaches about it, hey, why don't you take your quarterback out when the game's in hand? They just kind of give us that look like that's what he's paid to do. So it's a very unusual situation. I'd want him out. They tend to leave him in.
They'll keep it on the ground. It's Ingram. And for one of the first times all night, he is going to go nowhere as they bury him behind the line. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. On third down, Mark Ingram. And he'll be brought down at the 28, and that is well short of the first. It's a gain of 5 on the play, and it'll bring up a fourth down.
I think we can safely say that those types of plays are the backbone of this offense. We know not every run's going to be a big hitter, but you know they'll take that type of result on each and every attempt.
They're running. Ingram. And, boy, this is going to be close. That mark looks a little short, and he didn't get there. Mark Ingram unable to get past the marker. Now, this Steeler defense able to come up with a stop. So we were looking at each other up here in the booth when they went for that saying, oh, wow, talk about trying to add insult to injury.
Some teams are just like that. You know, some philosophies, some coaches are like, look, when I got a chance to put some more points on the board, I don't care what the situation, I'm going to do it. And they're also the same coaches as a general rule that if someone does it to them, you won't hear people protest out of them. That's just who they are.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Ebron caught left side.
Roethlisberger's pass complete.
Obviously, this has not been a banner game throwing the football. So what you got to do, you got to kind of down focus, don't you think? Find the tight end, take some easier completions.
Yeah, interception last drive. There he hits the reliable target. And he connects with Ebron. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. They only needed 1 yard on third down. They get 10 instead by going to the air. Offense for them has been at a premium. You wonder where plays like that have been all game long.
They're thinking the exact same thing themselves, but they're also looking forward now because now these plays are really for next week, trying to get some momentum going.
So it goes as a completed pass, but they lose a full 5 yards. Boy, how good has this defense been seemingly all game long?
I really think right from the first snap, I think you're really onto something there. In this passing game, it just can't get off the ground. And that play, it wound up losing yardage.
40.
A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory. And the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week. We'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points. Allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So for the Ravens, the perfect season remains intact as they move to 11-0 on the year. And now they get the weekend off as they get a little extra time to prepare to face the Dallas Cowboys. Meanwhile, for the Steelers, they've fallen out of things now as they sink to 3-8. And they will be back home next week for a date with Washington. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.